The seed you plant today determines the harvest you celebrate tomorrow. Every future begins as a seed. No harvest ever appears overnight. No field ever blooms without the sweat of planting. And no destiny ever manifests without intentional effort. The truth is simple, yet life-changing. Whatever you desire tomorrow is hidden inside what you choose to do today. Every dream, every breakthrough, every testimony, every milestone, none of it is magic. It is the unfolding of seeds planted in faith, watered with discipline, and nurtured with unwavering focus. A seed looks small. It looks insignificant. It often looks powerless. But within that seed hides an entire forest of possibilities. The problem is not the size of the seed. It is the faith of the sower. Many people cancel their future because they judge the seed by how it looks today. They look at their small beginnings and think nothing great can come from them. They look at their limited resources and assume their future will be limited too. They look at their slow progress and believe their destiny is slowing down. But seeds do not reveal their potential at the moment of planting. They reveal it at the moment of harvest. What you are doing today may look small. What you are building may look slow. What you are working on may look hidden. But your tomorrow is growing in the unseen. Just like a seed buried in the dark soil, your effort is working underground, quietly, secretly, invisibly, preparing a harvest that will one day become visible to all. Today's discipline is tomorrow's promotion. Today's sacrifice is tomorrow's abundance. Today's focus is tomorrow's freedom. Today's consistency is tomorrow's celebration. Never underestimate your daily effort. Never despise your humble beginning. Never look down on the small actions that seem unnoticed. Nothing done today is wasted. Every choice adds up. Every step compounds. Every disciplined moment builds your tomorrow. When a farmer plants seeds, he does not expect a harvest the next day. He understands the law: plant in one season, harvest in another. But many people get discouraged because they want instant results. They want success without sowing. They want rewards without sacrifice. They want freedom without effort. But the universe does not operate by shortcuts. It operates by seasons. You cannot violate the law of sowing and reaping. If you plant laziness today, you reap regret tomorrow. If you plant excuses today, you reap limitations tomorrow. If you plant procrastination today, you reap missed opportunities tomorrow. But if you plant effort, diligent, consistent, disciplined, focused effort, you will reap a freedom that cannot be taken from you. Effort today is not punishment. It is preparation. It is shaping you for the life that is waiting ahead. It is pulling you into the version of yourself that is capable of carrying tomorrow's blessings. Many people ask for more, but they have not become the person who can handle more. Seeds grow roots before they grow fruit. Your effort today is growing your roots, your strength, your discipline, your resilience, your maturity. And once the roots are deep, the fruit will come. There is also something powerful about sowing even when you don't see immediate progress. Seeds grow quietly. Growth is slow before it becomes sudden. One day nothing seems to change, and the next day a breakthrough appears that looks instant to the world. But you know it was built through days, weeks, months, even years of invisible effort. Breakthroughs are rarely sudden. They only look sudden to those who never saw the sowing process. So ask yourself, what seeds am I planting today? Are they seeds of growth or seeds of regret? Seeds of discipline or seeds of delay? Seeds of courage or seeds of fear? Your future will faithfully reflect the seeds you choose. Your freedom tomorrow begins with your effort today. Your prosperity tomorrow begins with your planning today. Your influence tomorrow begins with your learning today. Your success tomorrow begins with your self-control today. Never fear planting. Never hesitate sowing. Never hold back effort. Because your future cannot harvest what you refuse to plant. You are not working for today. You are working for the version of you that will one day look back and say, I'm grateful I planted when it was hard. I'm grateful I sowed when no one saw me. I'm grateful I worked when I didn't feel like it. Because this freedom, This peace, this abundance, this life was created by the seeds I chose to plant. Your tomorrow is waiting. Your harvest is coming. Plant boldly today. Small daily efforts become giants of tomorrow's breakthroughs. Greatness is never built in a single day. Success is never the result of one massive action. Breakthroughs, those moments where everything changes, are not explosions of luck, but accumulations of effort. What looks like a giant accomplishment tomorrow is always the child of tiny, consistent choices made today. The world sees the giant, but it never sees the footsteps that led to it. Small daily efforts are the invisible architects of greatness. They look simple, they look ordinary, they look unimpressive. But they carry a silent power that compounds over time. A single brick looks insignificant, but 1,000 bricks become a palace. One drop of water looks meaningless, but millions of drops can carve a canyon. One action feels small, but repeated actions become unstoppable forces that rewrite a person's destiny. The challenge is that small efforts don't give instant results. They don't produce fireworks. They don't make people clap. They don't feel dramatic. And that's why many people quit. They assume that if progress isn't loud, it isn't happening. But the truth is the opposite. Real progress is quiet. It grows beneath the surface. It builds silently in your habits, your mindset, your discipline, your routines. What feels small now is preparing something great later. You may think that reading for 10 minutes doesn't matter. You may think saving a small amount of money doesn't matter. You may think exercising for a few minutes doesn't matter. You may think writing one page doesn't matter. You may think praying, planning, learning, improving, little by little, doesn't matter. But in the story of destiny, the most powerful characters are consistency and persistence. Consistency is the engine, persistence is the fuel. You don't need to do everything at once. You only need to do something every day. You don't need to move mountains. You only need to move forward. You don't need to see a giant change. You only need to see a small step. Because small steps done daily become giant leaps over time. Think of the strongest trees in nature. They do not grow in a day. They grow in seasons, little by little, ring by ring, layer by layer. Their strength comes not from speed, but from steady, daily growth. In the same way, your strength, your skill, your confidence, your success will grow through steady investment, not sudden miracles. Breakthroughs are often misunderstood. People think breakthroughs happen suddenly. They imagine success appears overnight. They believe people wake up one morning transformed. But a breakthrough is not created in the moment it appears. It is revealed. It is the grand unveiling of thousands of unseen moments of effort. Every practice session, every disciplined choice, every late night hour, every early morning, every repetition, every sacrifice, every quiet moment of commitment, all of them stack like bricks, building a foundation strong enough to hold a breakthrough. And here is the secret: small efforts become giants because they create habits, and habits create unstoppable momentum. Momentum is like a river. It starts as a small stream, soft, gentle, almost unnoticed. But as it continues flowing, it becomes deeper, wider, stronger, until nothing can resist it. Your daily effort generates this momentum. What starts as a small commitment becomes a lifestyle. What begins as 10 minutes becomes 1 hour. What starts with one small action becomes a wave of purpose that moves you forward effortlessly. But you must honor your small efforts. Protect them, value them, celebrate them. Because the small things you do every day become the big things you are known for tomorrow. If you write 1 page daily, you will finish a book. If you save a little each week, you will build wealth. If you learn something new every day, you will rise above the average. If you practice your skill consistently, you will become unstoppable. If you discipline your mind daily, you will break mental chains. If you pray and reflect daily, you will grow spiritually. Nothing small stays small. Everything small grows when it is done consistently. Remember this: massive success is simply small success multiplied over time. Giant breakthroughs are simply small habits stacked endlessly. Big transformations are simply small improvements repeated faithfully. Never underestimate what you do daily. Never despise the small beginnings. Never think a step is too little. The giant you will become tomorrow is hidden inside the tiny action you take today. If you stay faithful to the small, you will become the giant that others admire, respect, and learn from. Small daily efforts are the birthplace of tomorrow's miracles. Your future answers to the voice of your present decisions. Your future is not distant. It is not vague. It is not disconnected from today. Your future is listening to your choices, your actions, your habits, your sacrifices, your commitments. Every decision you make speaks into your tomorrow like a command. The life you will live is responding to the voice of the decisions you are making right now. Many people admire the freedom of others, the success of others, the abundance of others, the wisdom of others, but they forget that behind every great life is a series of strong, disciplined decisions. Not emotional decisions, not convenient decisions, but intentional ones. Decisions that declare, I am building the future I desire, not the future that circumstances would choose for me. Every time you decide, you are drawing a line forward. You are shaping the direction your life will take. If you make decisions based on comfort, you build a comfortable future, but not necessarily a meaningful one. If you make decisions based on discipline, you build a powerful future. If your decisions are shaped by excuses, your future will reflect limitations. But if your decisions are shaped by vision, your future will reflect freedom. Your future is always listening. When you decide to procrastinate, your future becomes delayed. When you decide to compromise, your future becomes smaller. When you decide to fear, your future becomes limited. When you decide to grow,